Number 3, sir.
Minister.
Thank you. Look, I thank my right honourable friend enormously for raising this question. Let me be quite clear that the hostile activity we've seen from Chinese authorities and state-affiliated groups poses a serious threat to the security and well-being of the British people and to our partners and allies across the world. The Deputy Prime Minister came to this chamber last month to speak about the pattern of malign activity, including the targeting of our parliamentarians and 2 malicious cyber campaigns by Chinese state-affiliated actors. We must never be afraid to stand up for ourselves and to call out this kind of activity that has targeted both him and me.
Mr. Speaker, can I add my personal condolences for your father's losses as well? Can I say to my right honourable friend that, of course, we had the scandal about the hacking of MPs' email accounts back in March. We subsequently learned that the FBI had informed our government about this incident 2 years ago, as well as other foreign governments who had legislators who were also affected. Why has it taken 2 years for us to be told about a serious security breach? And will he now, with his colleagues in Cabinet, make sure that China is absolutely treated as and labelled as a threat and not just an epoch-defining systemic challenge, and everything is done urgently to put China in the enhanced tier of the Foreign Influence Registration Scheme?
Minister.
My right honourable friend, who's given this House and our country exceptional service over many years and will sadly be standing down in the next election, has made, again, some very, very strong points. The first of which is that he knows the language that I use and he's heard the words that I've said. The reality is that we face threats from around the world, and many of them, sadly, are emerging out of Beijing today. We know this, we've seen it, and many of us in this House feel it. So this is not something that we're shying away from. The reality, however, is that there are many different ways of answering it. Now, he's raised a very important aspect on furs, and that's something that, of course, is being looked at. But he will have heard the words of the Deputy Prime Minister in this chamber only a few weeks ago, and how clearly he made himself heard.
Chris Brown.
I'm sorry, but I'm not convinced by the government's attitude on this. When the Deputy Prime Minister came to see us a few weeks ago, he didn't say anything new. He announced things about events that had happened 2 years ago, but the member himself knows of attempts by the Chinese government to undermine the work of the Foreign Affairs Committee of this House. Why are we only ever told about things that happened years ago? If we're surely to take these issues seriously, we have to have an up-to-date and present account of the activities of the Chinese state.
Minister.
The right honourable member will know very well that when there is a reason to act quickly and to draw it to the attention of the House, we do, as is the case of Christine Lee, which you will remember involved the payment of money to a certain member of this House, and the reason why we took that action was because, of course, we needed to expose it fast.
Minister Dunjohn.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. The Biometrics and Surveillance Camera Commissioner said last year that our policing and security services were technologically vulnerable because of their use of Chinese-made equipment, including CCTV, drones and body cameras. So, can the Minister say whether the digital asbestos of Chinese-made technology is still used in our policing and security infrastructure? Yes or no?
Minister.
My honourable friend will know very well that the work of Mr Fraser before he retired last year, or ended his mandate last year, has been absolutely fantastically important to many of us in making sure, and I approve the term digital asbestos, is got out of our institutions. This is something that's ongoing, so it's got out of the most secure sites already, but there are other areas where there is work to do, because, of course, there were an awful lot of sites, I'm afraid, which bought technology which would now be problematic. Of course, it's not just static sites. There is, of course, the potential that some electric vehicles could be easily turned into mobile intelligence-gathering platforms by hostile states, and so it's not simply about looking at the past, but also at the future.
I respect.
Question 4, sir.
Minister.
Mr Speaker, in 2023 we delivered a strong removal performance with overall returns back to pre-COVID levels. In total, 26,000 were returned, an increase of 74% at an average of 500 removed every week.